Again now, fellas, here we go. We got the Diablo. I bought this last night for dinner and I thought, oh yeah, Diablo, they used to have the beers in Bali back in 87. They were about 9%. Big cans like this as well. I thought, oh, this could be good. And then after I bought it, I read the session underneath. I thought, oh no, I've been sucked in. Percentage-wise, they put the sticker over the percentage over here. You're kidding. So I can't even read. I reckon it'll be about 4.5. A lot of session IPAs. Well, what did I say? It's 4.9. A little better than occasional session, but that's not the 6.5, 7 I was hoping for. Bugger. Anyway, it's pretty hot here. You don't want to be drinking middle of the day like myself and getting smashed. Anyway, cheers to Jakarta. I think it's the most polluted city in the world. Unbelievable, eh? I think Chiang Mai took it out last month only because of that burning off. Cheers, guys. They're going to do the same thing in Indonesia, move the capital to East Kalimantan, and they made a rule here that everyone has to put water spurters on their roof, and twice a day they have to spray mist into the air, and that attaches to the pollution and maybe drops it to the ground and it goes into the gutter, and I don't know. Does it work? One lady said it doesn't work. It probably doesn't. You can see the pollution out there. It's hazy, fantasy, and not the beer. Sorry to say, goody. This one's not hazy at all, but I'll tell you, it's a pretty good bloody beer. For a session IPA, you know what I'd call it instead of an IPA? Because I think it's wrong. I think all session IPAs should be banned and they should be just called pale ales, because that's what they are. If you're less than 5%, you're not going to call it an IPA. It's got to be 6 or above, doesn't it? How many people have been sucked in buying IPAs and get home and they got bloody 4.5% 6-pack of IPAs paid through the friggin' nose and they don't even get half a shine on? What the fuck's that all about? It's like that day I bought red ale when I got home and it was sour. I had half a dozen sours to try to push down the throat. They sat in the fridge for frickin' months. Slowly passed them off onto other people. That's not right, is it? So there's a bit of skullduggery going on out there. I've talked about it. They're shutting down small business everywhere around the world. It's a joke. Talking to a South African today guy, and he doesn't want to go home. They'll have power cuts nearly every day for 3-4 hours, yet the bills are skyrocketing. But not only that, they turn the water off as well. So South Africa's becoming a third world country again. So no water and no power. Aren't they the stalwarts of what a society or what a civilization is? If we haven't got power and water, you've got nothing. You're kidding? So the powers that be want us to go back to be hunter-gatherers. They don't want us to have water. They don't want us to have power. And then they're coming up with all these grouse things to spread around. Monkeypox. Coronavirus has been around forever, hasn't it? There's a lot of disinfectants with it written on there. Kills coronavirus. It's been out for 20 years. Anyway, it is what it wasn't. The Diablos. What a fucking beauty. Got to get onto this, guys. I think the other Diablos are like 9, I think I said, but they could even be 12%. They're really kick-ass. I remember having them in Bali, and they didn't have fridges everywhere in 87, so you'd buy them, and they weren't even that cold. You couldn't drink them. You'd have to do a Vietnam trick and put friggin' ice in there. Did that in a few tropical countries back in the 80s. You had to. Especially places like Koh Samui, they didn't even have power. It was like living in the Dark Ages. No power. You're kidding. And well water. We drank well water. No, we didn't drink the well water. It was green. But that was your shower water. You're kidding. So we're going back to that, guys. They're cutting off the electricity and the water everywhere. Melbourne the same. Now they're shutting us down every summer. Certain sections will be shut down quite a lot. We got shut down a couple of times. And yeah, they've shut down the old coal plants. And now they've got, believe it or not, they're using gas-fired plants that make more pollution. And they reckon that's what they have to do. They come up with super brown coal electrical plants, and they don't put out any pollution because they use some filtration system that's super efficient. Latest technology, and they go, nah, we're not going to use that. We'll get solar panels that last 10 years. The biggest pollution in the world is leftover solar panels. You're kidding. And batteries. How many? Oh, the batteries in the world, the cobalt mines, all this. It's all bullshit. It's all a load of crap. And how about their electric cars catch on fire when they have a crash? Or a couple of times people have towed, their boat or the trailer or something and got home and then put them on charge, and then they just catch fire and burn the house down. That happens all the time. What about in China? They have electric cars that explode and jump 20 feet in the air and burn everything around it. And what about, they keeping quiet about the electric cars catching fire in car parks? Happened in England not long ago, and there was like 1,000 cars burnt. And they just hushed about it. The story got pushed away. No, don't talk about it. You know what I mean? They're really dangerous. So many people have had crashes, they can't get out because there's no electric. When they've crashed and there's been damage to the batteries, they catch fire and they go up in a matter of like seconds. You got seconds to get out of the car, and then they're just roaring with flames for like, if you leave them, they go for hours. I can't see this being good for the environment. Honestly, I think it's evil. Electric cars aren't the future. They're not at all the future. Hydrogen, you get no pollution, and it's about the technology. If they get technology right, and they're using ammonia in Japan, and they're also using the gases from the cows to make power for cars. So you can still eat your beef, and they fire up the cars. They don't put the pollution in the air. They capture it, and then they powers up the plants, or they use up, I don't know, somehow they extract all the goodies out of the gases of the animals. And like Europe, a lot of Japan in winter, the animals get kept inside. They don't freeze to death outside, so they're inside and they just collect all the gas and use that to power the cars. I think that's the future. Not this bullshit eating bugs. What a load of crap. Electric this, electric that, and if they want, they can just shut you down remotely. All electric cars are like that. You didn't pay your bill, shut down. See you later, shut you down. You had a car accident, shut you down. You know, didn't pay your ticket, you parked somewhere, nah, you're not using your car until you pay. It's like blackmail. Anyway, we'll get off the shit subjects and onto the good beer subjects. I don't mind this. First beer for the day. Just had the best yum cha in the world. Shangri-La. Unbelievable in Jakarta. And just had arguably one of the best Indonesian meals last night. And that was for our anniversary, and it was fantastic. Sambal, satays. We had a soto ayam, which is a chicken soup with all these special veggies and herbs. It was just so delicious. Oh, what else we have? Oh, the tuna. Fresh tuna with, it had coconut oil, just a little sprinkle, and other herbs. It was delicious. Little bits of veggie or herbs, and they come out with crackers, and with the sambal, it was just insane. So good. So Jakarta's getting on the list, except for the pollution, but it's so cheap. We had like a facial yesterday, the first one I've ever had. $25 for a facial. Massage. Our massage costs, not much, maybe $25. Yeah, it's unbelievable. In Australia, what do you get an hour massage? It costs you about $90 now. Crazy, isn't it? Oh well. It's a pretty interesting place here. I've been told not allowed to tell you the hotel though. Can't. Anyway. But I'll tell you about the beers. I've had a few beers here this time. Yeah, not that many. It's not that easy to get beers. It's not like Thailand, there's a 7-Eleven on every corner selling beer. It's a Muslim country, so you got to go to a big shopping centre, which, yeah, it's a huge walk in the heat. It's stinky hot. I went to one early yesterday, but the bottle shop wasn't open. Another one wasn't open last night at the big shopping centre. Where we had our massage, a big shopping centre, didn't have a bottle shop. So it's not a big thing here. So, yeah, a bit quiet on the beers. Maybe I'll do a plain one coming home. I'll do one of the beers on the plane, or red wine or something. No, maybe not. They don't give you the bottle. Now, that's if I get on. They're overbooked again. One of the other flights a couple of days ago was cancelled. So that's what happens when you're on staff travel. You don't get on sometimes. Happened in Singapore, they cancelled a flight the day before, and they all got on our flight, and I was jumped off, or we all were, 3 of us. So that can happen. They bump you off. I got bumped off in Bangkok one day. I was just getting on the plane, and the captain turned around and said, the last 2 passengers, I don't want them on. So this girl and I got bumped off last minute. They just say to wait. If the wait's close, they can just bump you off, and then they can take off. You know what I mean? They're out of there. They don't have to wait for your bags to come through. That's why it's good not to have book on luggage when you're doing this staff travel. Anyway, if you're going to marry a flight attendant or a captain or a tech crew, whatever, just think about that. But it is good. You're better off travelling like midweek and not on school holidays. That's a real bad time. Easter break. There's no Falungs here. Hardly any Westerners in Jakarta for Easter. They're gone home, especially if they've got kids at home. They want to be home to give them out Easter eggs and whatever. But Faye was here a few weeks ago. She said the restaurant we went to last night was half full of Westerners. Last night they had none except for me. I was the only Westerner there. And something else she said, the shopping centre. She said there were shitloads of bloody Westerners last time in the big mall, Central Mall or East Mall we were in last night, a huge one. There was none. I was the only Westerner there. It's a bit strange sometimes when you're the only odd whitey or look white or act white or 2 meters tall, so you're just towering over the other people. They're all looking at me like I'm a friggin' Martian. Trev the Martian. I'll start up a new channel. Trev the Martian channel. You fucking kidding, the beer's gone. Oh, bit of a walk. Might have to go to that shopping centre. Oh, bugger. I could do a quick taxi around there and back. It's probably only $3. Taxis are so cheap here. We tipped them yesterday. Tipped them $1 here, $1 there, you know, like it's $4. All right, give them $5. And a couple of them are a bit cheeky. They don't get the change. And I think about it and I say, oh, it's only $1.50 for you. Yeah, let's go. It's only $2.50, whatever. Yeah, don't worry about the change. You know, you're out of there. Yeah, look, it's funny. It's different. Good, different, it's not oldie. Anyway, I'll leave you with that. It's a bit of a shit biter filming into the light, isn't it? Doesn't really work that well. And the beer's not going to work, 4.9. I'll be on the session all fucking night. Be kidding. Just pissing all the time. Been there a million times. You're kidding. Cheers, guys.